Hello everyone, welcome back to Talk Fluent. We're so happy you're spending some time with us today. If you've ever wanted to speak English faster without stopping every few seconds to think, then today's episode is exactly what you need. Grab a notebook, grab a cup of coffee, and let's improve your English together.
Hey everyone, it's great to have you here again. You know, one of the questions we hear all the time is, how can I stop translating in my head? That's such a common challenge, and honestly, almost every English learner experiences it.
Absolutely. I remember when I started learning another language. I knew lots of vocabulary, but making sentences quickly felt impossible. I'd know every word, but by the time I built the sentence, the conversation had already moved on.
That's why today's topic is so useful. We're going to share 8 easy hacks that help you build English sentences like native speakers do. Instead of translating word by word, you'll start using simple patterns that come naturally.
By the end of this episode, you'll know how to organize your thoughts faster, use easy sentence formulas, avoid common delays, and sound much more confident during conversations.
Before we jump in, tell us in the comments, what's the biggest thing that slows down your English speaking? Is it grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, or confidence? We'd love to hear from you.
And if you're enjoying our lessons, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Talk Fluent. We upload practical English lessons that help you speak naturally in real life.
Alright, let's get started with the first hack that can change the way you build English sentences.
The first hack is incredibly simple, but it's also incredibly powerful. Don't create every sentence from scratch. Instead, memorize a basic pattern.
Exactly, native speakers don't invent grammar every time they speak. They use familiar sentence frames over and over again.
The easiest pattern is subject plus verb plus object. I eat breakfast. She likes music. They watch movies. We play soccer. This structure works for thousands of everyday conversations.
Let's look at a few more examples. I need coffee. He bought a car. She opened the window. They finished the project. You can replace just one word and create dozens of new sentences.
That's the secret. Instead of thinking about every grammar rule, think about the pattern. Your brain starts recognizing it automatically.
Imagine you're ordering food. I want a burger. I want a salad. I want some fries. I want a drink. Same pattern, different words.
I actually use this trick when learning vocabulary. I don't memorize isolated words. I immediately place them into a sentence. If I learn umbrella, I say, I forgot my umbrella. If I learn battery, I say, my phone battery is low. That helps me remember faster.
Here's a question for you. Can you make a sentence with the word coffee? Say it out loud right now. How about friend? How about weekend? Don't just think about it, speak it.
Another useful variation is making negative sentences. I don't like spicy food. She doesn't drive, they aren't busy, we can't stay long. Learning positive and negative versions together doubles your speaking ability.
Here's another practice challenge. Can you say, I work today, now change it, I don't work today, now ask a question. Do I work today? You're already creating 3 sentence types from one simple idea.
That's much easier than memorizing hundreds of complicated grammar rules. Your goal is speed, and speed comes from repetition.
Here's another everyday formula, subject plus be plus adjective. I'm tired, she's happy. They're busy, we're ready. Again, change only one word and you have dozens of useful sentences.
Try making 5 sentences about yourself after this episode. Write them in the comments too. It's great practice and we love reading your examples.
Before we move on, let's quickly summarize. Use simple patterns, repeat them often, replace only 1 or 2 words, practice positive, negative, and question forms. That's the foundation for speaking English faster, and everything else we'll discuss builds on this idea.
Welcome back. Now that we've talked about using simple sentence patterns, let's build on that idea with our next hacks. If you can connect ideas smoothly, your English will instantly sound faster and more natural.
That's right, hack number 2 is to learn sentence chunks instead of single words. A sentence chunk is a group of words that native speakers use together all the time.
For example, don't just learn the word busy. Learn the whole phrase, I'm really busy today. Don't just learn hungry. Learn I'm getting hungry.
Here are some common chunks that you can use every day. I don't think so. That sounds great. I'm not sure. It depends, to be honest. Give me a second. No problem at all. Once these become automatic, you'll spend much less time thinking.
Exactly. Think about how often native speakers repeat these phrases. They're like building blocks. Instead of creating every sentence from zero, they simply connect familiar chunks together.
Here's an example. I'm not sure if I can come because I'm really busy today. That sentence sounds long, but it's actually made of 3 simple chunks joined together.
I love using chunks when I'm traveling. Someone asks, how was your flight? Instead of searching for words, I immediately say, it was pretty good, but it was a little delayed. That whole response comes naturally because I've practiced it many times.
Now let's compare formal and informal English. Formal, I would appreciate your assistance. Informal, can you help me? Formal, I apologize for the delay. Informal, sorry I'm late. Both are correct, but casual conversations usually use the shorter versions.
That's another great hack. Native speakers often choose the simplest way to express an idea. They don't try to sound complicated. Instead of saying, I possess extensive experience, they simply say, I have a lot of experience. Short and natural wins almost every time.
Let's do a quick dialogue. I'm hungry. Me too. Want to grab lunch? Sure, there's a nice place nearby. Sounds good. Let's go. Notice how every sentence is short, simple, and easy to understand.
Many learners think fluent speakers always use long sentences. Actually, they often use very short sentences connected smoothly. That's one reason conversations move so quickly.
Hack number 3 is to stop translating from your native language. If your first thought is in another language and then you translate into English, your brain has to do 2 jobs. Think of the idea directly in English instead.
Start with easy situations. You're drinking coffee. Think this coffee is hot, I'm enjoying it, I need more sugar. These tiny thoughts train your brain to think in English naturally.
Here's another practice challenge. Look around your room, describe 3 things in English without stopping. The window is open, my chair is comfortable, my phone is on the desk. Simple practice like this every day creates amazing progress.
First, keep your sentences short. Second, use patterns you've already mastered. Third, repeat them until they become automatic. Those 3 habits will speed up your speaking more than memorizing complicated grammar rules.
Here's another useful conversation. What are you doing tonight? I'm meeting some friends. That sounds fun. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Every sentence uses familiar chunks that native speakers repeat constantly.
Another great habit is learning collocations or words that naturally go together. Make a decision, take a break, catch a bus, pay attention, have breakfast. If you learn these combinations instead of individual words, you'll sound much more natural.
Here's a fun challenge for everyone listening. Write one sentence using take a break. Then write another using pay attention. Leave your examples in the comments. We read them and they're fantastic practice for everyone watching.
Let's practice together. I'll say a situation and you create a sentence. You're late for work. Maybe you say, sorry I'm late, traffic was terrible. Your friend looks tired. You could say, you look exhausted. Did you sleep well? Your phone battery is almost dead. You might say, I need to charge my phone. See how quickly ideas become sentences when you rely on familiar patterns.
Another mistake learners make is trying to find the perfect word. Don't do that. If you forget one word, explain it another way. Instead of thermometer, you can say, the thing that checks your temperature. Communication is more important than perfect vocabulary.
That's one of my favorite tips because it removes pressure. Native speakers forget words too. They simply describe what they mean and keep talking. Confidence grows when you stop worrying about being perfect.
Before we finish this section, here's one final challenge. Think about your plans for tomorrow. Say 3 complete sentences out loud. I'm going to work. I'm meeting a friend. I'm going to cook dinner. Simple, natural, and fast.
And don't forget to share one of your sentences in the comments below. The more you practice, the faster your brain starts building English automatically.
Let's review the key ideas from this section. Learn sentence chunks instead of isolated words. Use simple everyday expressions instead of complicated ones. Think directly in English whenever possible. Learn common collocations that native speakers use every day. Most importantly, keep speaking even if your sentence isn't perfect. Speed comes from practice, not perfection.
Welcome back. We've already learned how powerful simple sentence patterns and sentence chunks can be. Now it's time for the next group of hacks that will make your English sound even more natural in everyday conversations.
Exactly, hack number 4 is to use connectors. Connectors are small words that join ideas together. They help your speech flow smoothly instead of sounding like separate sentences.
Some of the easiest connectors are and, but, because, so, and then. Listen to the difference. I was tired, I went to bed. Now listen again. I was tired, so I went to bed. The second version sounds much more natural.
Here are a few more examples. I wanted coffee, but the cafe was closed. I stayed home because it was raining. I finished work and watched a movie. I got up early, then I went for a walk. These tiny words make a huge difference.
Here's a fun challenge. Try telling your morning routine using at least 3 connectors. For example, I woke up early, then I took a shower, and after that I made breakfast because I had a busy day. One simple story becomes much more interesting.
Hack number 5 is to stop trying to make long sentences. Native speakers often use short ideas connected together. Instead of saying one very long sentence, they say two or three shorter ones.
That's true, listen to this. I didn't sleep much last night. I'm really tired today. I think I'll go to bed early. That's completely natural. Many learners try to combine everything into one giant sentence, and that's when mistakes happen.
Here's another everyday example. My train was late, I missed my meeting, luckily my boss understood. Three short sentences tell a clear story.
Now let's talk about politeness. Sometimes the fastest sentence isn't the most natural one. Imagine you're talking to a coworker. Instead of saying, give me your pen, you could say, can I borrow your pen? Or, could I borrow your pen for a second? Those sound friendlier.
Tone matters just as much as grammar. If someone invites you to dinner, you could say, no, that's correct, but it sounds cold. A more natural reply is, thanks so much, but I already have plans. Or, I'd love to, but I can't make it tonight. Small changes create a big difference.
Hack number 6 is using conversation starters that give you extra thinking time. Native speakers use these all the time. Well, actually, let me think. That's a good question. These expressions make your speech sound relaxed while giving your brain a few extra seconds.
Here's an example. What's your favorite city? Instead of answering immediately, you can say, that's a good question. I think I'd choose New York because there's always something happening. That opening makes the conversation sound natural.
Let's practice together. I'll ask a question. What's your favorite season? Before answering, start with, well, or actually, or to be honest. See, you instantly sound more like a native speaker.
Another great habit is learning complete responses instead of single answers. Someone asks, did you watch the game? Don't only say yes. Say, yeah, I watched it last night. It was amazing. Now you're practicing a full sentence automatically.
The same works for everyday questions. How are you? Instead of fine, try, I'm doing pretty well, thanks for asking. Or, I'm a little tired today, but everything's good. Those answers keep conversations going.
Here's a real-life situation. You're shopping, the cashier asks, did you find everything you needed? You could answer, yes, thanks, everything was easy to find. Simple, natural, friendly.
Let's do a mini practice. I'll say a situation and
We'll answer naturally, you're meeting a friend after work. Hey, sorry I'm a little late, traffic was terrible, but I'm glad I made it.
nice, now you're ordering coffee.
Hi, can I get a medium latte and a blueberry muffin, please?
Great, now someone compliments your English.
Thank you, I'm still learning, but I'm practicing every day.
Notice that every answer is built from familiar patterns and chunks we've already discussed.
Hack number 7 is shadowing. This means listening to native speakers and repeating what they say immediately. Don't stop to analyze grammar. Simply copy the rhythm, speed, and sentence patterns. Your brain learns naturally through repetition.
I love shadowing because it improves several skills at once. You improve pronunciation, you improve listening, you improve sentence structure, and most importantly, you improve speaking speed. Even 10 minutes a day can make a huge difference.
Here's another challenge for everyone listening. Find a short English video after this episode, play one sentence. Pause, repeat it exactly. Do this for 5 minutes every day this week. Then come back and tell us how it went in the comments.
Finally, hack number 8 is probably the most important of all. Speak every single day. You don't need a partner, talk to yourself. Describe your day, explain what you're cooking, describe what you see outside your window. Every sentence you speak builds confidence.
Remember, fluency isn't about speaking perfectly. It's about expressing your ideas comfortably and naturally. Every conversation, every practice session, and every small mistake moves you one step closer to becoming a confident English speaker.
Before we finish this section, here's your final mini practice. Complete these sentences out loud. This weekend I'm going to. The best movie I watched recently was. If I had more free time, I would. Keep talking for at least 30 seconds without stopping. You might surprise yourself.
Let's wrap up this section with a quick review. Use connectors to link ideas smoothly. Keep sentences short instead of making them overly complicated. Choose polite and natural expressions. Use conversation starters to gain thinking time. Practice shadowing every day. And most importantly, speak out loud as often as possible. Those habits will help you build English sentences faster and sound much more like a native speaker in real conversations.
Welcome back. Before we finish today's lesson, let's talk about something every English learner experiences: mistakes. Believe it or not, we've both made plenty of them while learning languages.
Oh, absolutely. I used to stop in the middle of every sentence because I wanted every word to be perfect. Instead of speaking naturally, I'd spend 10 seconds thinking about one tiny grammar point.
I did the same thing, and here's the funny part. While I was trying to sound perfect, the conversation had already moved on. That's why today's hacks are all about building confidence and speaking faster.
Let's look at the first common mistake. Many learners try to translate every sentence from their native language. Incorrect approach. I'll think in my language first and then translate. Better approach. Think directly in English using simple ideas. For example, I'm hungry. It's raining. I need to leave. Short thoughts become fast speech.
Why is translating a problem? Because your brain has to complete two jobs instead of one. First, it creates the sentence in your native language. Then it searches for English words. That extra step slows everything down. Instead, train yourself to notice everyday situations in English. You're walking outside, think the weather is nice. You're making tea, think the water is boiling. Little habits create big improvements.
Here's a practice challenge. Right after this episode, spend 1 minute looking around your room and describe everything you see in English. Don't translate, just speak. Then tell us in the comments how many sentences you created.
Mistake number 2 is trying to use difficult vocabulary all the time. Some learners think advanced words make them sound fluent. Actually, simple words used naturally sound much better.
Look at this example. Less natural, I consumed nourishment prior to departing. Natural, I ate before I left. Or this one, less natural, I commenced my assignment. Natural. I started my work. Native speakers often choose the simpler option.
The goal of communication isn't to impress people with complicated vocabulary. The goal is to express your ideas clearly and confidently. Simple English is powerful English.
Here's another practice activity. Replace these advanced words with easier ones. Purchase becomes buy. Commence becomes start. Assist becomes help. Respond becomes answer. Try making one sentence with each simple word and say it out loud.
Mistake number 3 is trying to create very long sentences. We've all heard learners say something like this. Yesterday, because I was tired and because my friend called me and because the weather wasn't good, I decided that maybe I should stay home, although originally I wanted to go shopping. That's a lot for one sentence.
A better version is much easier. Yesterday I was tired, my friend called me, the weather wasn't good, so I stayed home instead of going shopping. Same message, much clearer, much more natural.
Breaking long ideas into shorter sentences also gives you more confidence. You don't have to remember 20 words before opening your mouth. You can communicate one idea at a time. That's exactly what native speakers do in casual conversations.
Here's your challenge. Take one long sentence you've written recently and divide it into 3 shorter sentences. You'll probably notice that it sounds smoother immediately.
Mistake number 4 is being afraid of small mistakes. This one is probably the biggest obstacle for many learners. Some people know enough English to have a conversation, but they stay silent because they're worried about making an error.
Here's the truth. Native speakers make mistakes too. Sometimes they forget words. Sometimes they change sentences halfway through. Sometimes they repeat themselves. Conversation isn't perfect and it doesn't have to be.
I once forgot the English word for ladder. Instead of stopping, I said, the thing people climb to reach the roof. Everyone understood me. The conversation continued. That's successful communication.
Here's another funny example. Imagine you forget the word microwave. Instead of freezing, you could say, the machine that heats food really fast. People will understand exactly what you mean.
The important thing is to keep talking. Confidence grows every time you continue instead of stopping. Each conversation teaches your brain to build sentences more quickly.
Here's one final practice exercise. Finish these sentences out loud. I usually, my favorite food is, after work this weekend I'm going to, don't stop even if you can't find the perfect word. Describe your idea another way and keep going.
And remember, every fluent speaker was once a beginner. Every mistake you make is proof that you're practicing, learning, and improving. So don't be embarrassed. Smile, correct yourself if necessary, and continue speaking. That's how real progress happens.
Let's wrap up this section. Don't translate word for word. Choose simple vocabulary instead of complicated words. Break long ideas into shorter sentences. And never let fear of mistakes stop you from speaking. The more you practice, the faster and more natural your English will become.
Welcome back. Now it's time for something fun and super practical. We've talked a lot about hacks, patterns, and mistakes, but now we're going to test how well you can actually use them in real situations.
Yes, this is the part where you stop just listening and start thinking like a speaker. We're going to do a choose the correct sentence challenge. Listen carefully and pick the option that sounds more natural.
All right, first situation, you want to ask someone for help politely. Option A, give me your help. Option B, can you help me?
The correct answer is option B, can you help me? Sounds natural, polite, and used in real conversations. Option A sounds too direct and not natural in everyday English.
Second situation, you are late to a meeting. Option A, sorry I am late. Option B, apologies for my delay.
Both are correct, but option A is more natural in everyday speaking. Option B is more formal and used in emails or professional settings.
Third situation, you want to express that you are not sure. Option A, I am not sure. Option B, I possess uncertainty regarding that matter.
Definitely option A. Native speakers keep it simple. I am not sure is clear, fast, and natural. Option B sounds overly formal and unnatural in daily conversation.
Fourth situation, you are inviting a friend to eat. Option A, let us consume food together. Option B, do you want to grab some food?
Option B is correct again. Grab some food is a natural American slang expression used in everyday conversation.
Fifth situation, someone asks how your day is going. Option A, my day is proceeding satisfactorily. Option B, it's going pretty good.
Option B is the natural choice. Short, relaxed, and commonly used in spoken English.
Sixth situation, you are describing your plans. Option A, I will engage in studying tonight. Option B, I'm going to study tonight.
Option B is correct. Native speakers prefer I'm going to or I'm gonna in casual speech.
Great job, now let's take it one step further. We're going to change tone and formality. Same idea, different situations.
Example idea, I am busy. Casual, I'm busy. Friendly, I'm kinda busy right now. Formal, I am currently occupied. See how one idea can be expressed in different ways.
Now your turn, think about the sentence, I need help. Try saying it in 3 different ways. Say it out loud, simple, I need help. Polite, could you help me? Casual, can you give me a hand?
This is exactly how native speakers switch between tones without thinking too much. They don't translate, they just choose the version that fits the situation.
Let's do another quick practice. Situation, you didn't understand something. Option A, I do not comprehend. Option B, I don't understand.
Option B again, simple English is fast English. That's the main idea of this whole episode.
Now I want you to create your own sentence. Think about your last meal, say it out loud, for example, I had rice and chicken. Now add detail, I had rice and chicken for lunch. Now add feeling. I had rice and chicken for lunch and it was really good.
Did you notice what just happened? One simple sentence turned into a natural spoken conversation step by step. That's how fluency grows.
Let's try one final challenge before we finish this section. Describe your current mood in English. Don't overthink it, just speak.
You could say I'm tired, I'm feeling good, I'm a little sleepy but okay. All of these are correct and natural.
The goal here is not perfection. The goal is speed, confidence, and comfort.
Before we end this section, here's your final reminder. Don't translate, don't overcomplicate, don't stop speaking.
Instead, think fast, speak simple, and keep going.
Great job, everyone. In the final part, we'll wrap everything up and give you a powerful conclusion to keep improving your English every day.
Welcome back to the final part of today's Talk Fluent episode. If you've stayed with us till now, you've already taken a big step towards speaking English faster and more naturally.
Absolutely, today we didn't just learn grammar rules. We learned how real conversations actually work. And trust me, that's what makes the biggest difference in fluency.
Let's quickly review everything we covered today. First, we learned simple sentence patterns like subject plus verb plus object to build sentences quickly.
Then we talked about using sentence chunks and collocations instead of single words, so your speech becomes automatic and smooth.
After that, we explored connectors like and, but, because, and so to link ideas naturally and avoid robotic speech.
We also focused on speaking naturally with short sentences, polite expressions, conversation starters, and thinking directly in English instead of translating.
And we finished with powerful practice techniques like shadowing, speaking daily, and building confidence through real-life communication.
Now here's something important. If you feel like you still speak slowly, that's completely normal. Fluency doesn't happen overnight. It happens through repetition and practice.
Exactly, even small improvements matter. If today you can form one sentence faster than yesterday, that's real progress.
Let's ask you something now. After learning these 8 hacks, which one do you think will help you the most? Is it sentence chunks, connectors, or thinking in English? Tell us in the comments.
And here's another question for you. Can you describe your day right now in English using what you learned today? Try it and share your sentence below.
Also, don't forget to come back and rewatch this episode. The more you hear these patterns, the more natural they become in your mind.
If you enjoyed this lesson, make sure you like this video and subscribe to Talk Fluent. We create simple, practical English lessons that help you speak confidently in real conversations.
And share this episode with a friend who is also trying to improve their English. Learning becomes much easier when you do it together.
Before we go, remember this. Fluency is not about perfect grammar. It's about expressing your ideas without fear.
You don't need big words, you don't need complicated sentences. You just need clear ideas and the confidence to speak them.
Every time you speak, even if you make mistakes, you are training your brain to think faster in English.
So keep going, keep practicing. Keep speaking out loud even when no one is listening.
You've now learned 8 powerful hacks to build English sentences faster, but the real magic happens when you use them every day in real life.
Before we end, here's one final reflection question for you. What is one situation tomorrow where you will try to speak English instead of staying silent?
Think about it and, more importantly, do it.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today on Talk Fluent. We really appreciate you being part of this journey.
Keep practicing, keep improving, and keep believing in your English.
See you next time.